Oh hey, I didn't see you there. This introduction is very cliche, but the next group I'm going to introduce is not so cliche. Actually, they are something extraordinary. Their group name is 2NE1, 21st Century New Evolution. Let's dive into it. They debuted with the song Lollipop, which was a collaboration with Big Bang, but unfortunately it was a CF song trying to advertise the phone LG Lollipop. The Lollipop song was released in March 27, 2009. This wasn't the official debut song, however this was actually what placed them on the map as they were collaborating with Big Bang, and Big Bang was already a huge group in the first place. In April 2009, YG CEO Yang Hyun-suk stated that 2NE1's official single debut would be reggae hip-hop style. 2NE1's first official debut song was Fire, which was a mix of both reggae and hip-hop, but it was something unique. It wasn't like the typical cute or sexy, it was a hybrid of both. It was challenging a lot of social norms that were present in K-pop industry. 2NE1 shows that a girl group doesn't have to fit the mold of a successful idol group in order to be successful. The most notable outfits are bold and have a flair that is unique to them, and 2NE1 was able to pave a path for themselves in a very unique way that was thriving on fashion, trend, and obviously music as well. According to scholar Mulvey, the determining male gaze projects this fantasy onto the female figure, which is styled accordingly. And according to scholar O of 2014, a dancing body, while seemingly apolitical, is inherently political, as each body movement and dance movements were representing social norms that were accepted or rejected by the industry. While many people may not assume the dance choreography to have significant motifs other than the aesthetic movements and extension of the song, the dances inherently embodies political communications of the socio-cultural norms of the race, gender, and ethnicity of that industry. As choreographs are self-centered in a way that reveals what is accepted and what is rejected in the industry or the culture, the performer is visible through the dances, but at the same time is invisible as they would have to reveal certain body parts to satisfy the male gaze. The lyrics signify power to these women, but the dance choreography actually represents the complete opposite, where they have to conform to social norms by exposing their body parts. As 2NE1 focused on relative originality or uniqueness amongst the girl groups of K-pop, with flashy clothes, explosive dances, and visualization, the sexualization may not be seen, which truly empowers the performer and also the audiences at the same time. As one of many audiences myself, it never felt like 2NE1 used sex appeal, or at least explicitly, to capture the attention of the viewers or the listeners. As a comparison between their first debut song to the following songs that were hits after hits, the first is Lollipop, which was released in March 2009. It was mainly focused on bright colors, hairstyles that are fun and loud and expressive, and opening is a very cutesy shot with all the girls singing the song. However, it flips the scene and enters a very explosive vibe.
Nah, that's not how we do it.
Their second song, Fire, a second single but their debut song, was released in May 2009, and the opening provides a cool vibe with a car that comes through with rap in the background, so we know that the focus is back with reggae and hip-hop. Outfits are cool and paired with stronger makeup that shows off a fierce vibe, which really sets up their feminist vibe. Despite not being the debut song of the group, Fire provides a better interpretation of 2NE1 in general. The appeal given to Fire is less about sex appeal or making the group appear feminine. The group is shown to be defined by a cool yet also bold fashion. This style of dress is consistent to their following music videos such as I Don't Care and Don't Stop the Music. In other words, they weren't pushing explicitly feminist lyrics, but based on their lifestyle and song choices that were very implicit, we know that their motifs were feminist in the first place. There's a question to why such drastic change between the release of Lollipop and Fire occurred. As noted by Mulvey in her piece, Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema, the image portrayed by women is catered to what a male audience enjoys. Lollipop with its bright colors and cute images aligned with the silhouette of young female performer. However, as for Fire, the costuming brings out a more masculine silhouette with baggy jackets and caps that do not accentuate the curves of the body. Global impact, Pan-Asian fandom, American popularity. Like many other K-pop groups, 2NE1 saw its first success in Korea, but somehow they were expanding much further than that. One of the first indicators of 2NE1's international success was that its group member was diversely cultured, with lead singer CL being raised in multiple countries such as the States, France, and Japan. Park Bom lived and studied in the US. And Dara, already having debuted as a star in the Philippines, it was obvious that 21 would have an international appeal. As well as their edgy and unconventional live performances that kickstarted their success in Korea, it also attracted many international fans already in the first place, which helped them pave their way to the international star. 21 made their first efforts of expansions in Japan, where they released their first Japanese mini-album entitled Noza, which means Let's Have Fun, in September 2011, which was a Japanese version of their first album ever. Then in 2012, they released a full album, Collection, which peaked at number 5 on the Oricon Daily chart and went on to sell over 32,000 copies in Japan alone. 21's large success in Japan established Korean music by successfully expanding their music to other countries, such as Japan. They paved their way for other K-pop artists as well. There were previous K-pop stars and idols that were Pan-Asian, however, it felt like our generation began with 21. Scholar Lee suggests that Japan being particularly significant because traditional dynamic of Japanese culture and music was being shared with Korea. But 21's global reach did not stop there. In August 2012, 21 toured in the United States as a part of their New Evolution tour, hence the N. With increased efforts in entering the American music industry, more English lyrics were incorporated into songs. English is employed in K-pop and is utilized as a discursive means of cultural hybridization to essentially lessen the language barriers between the countries and its fans. This is one of many points of cultural technology, a term coined by the founder of SM Entertainment, Lee Soo-man. According to cultural technology, every performance should be catered to its location, which is shown here with the incorporation of English lyrics and the efforts to expand Korean music to North America. This shows that culture technology is very much real and in action. Since then, K-pop have come a long way into breaking into the North American market. CL is currently in Los Angeles in preparation for an official debut in the United States under the management of Scooter Braun, who also managed Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande. Despite 21 having officially disbanded in 2016, their impact on Korean popular music is still evident in today's music industry. Many Hubei groups still cover their songs, and the 21 members are still recognized for their success in this group. And we can see that through CL's debut in America and Sandra Park's solo career through acting and variety shows. CL and hip-hop. Since 21's disbandment, they have not stopped showing the world that K-pop have what it takes to be on the same stage as the big boys in America. Specifically 21's lead rapper CL, who has been one of the unofficial culture broker for K-pop artists in America. Part of what makes CL such a good fit for this role is her ability to converse in both English.
Do you prefer singing in English or Korean?
둘 다.
Combined with a strong female persona, which really breaks the typical norm of feminine or masculine tropes. Similar to the figure of Lauryn Hill and Madonna, who also happen to be artists that CL draws influence from. During her efforts, she has managed to collaborate with big names such as will.i.am, Lil Yachty, Skrillex, and even the recognition of Method Man of the legendary rap group the Wu-Tang Clan. How is CL doing in her efforts to get recognition in the West? Pretty well, actually. Let's take a look at how well-known rappers react to her song, Hello Bitches.
Dog, this is crack.
How is she gaining success? A quote from the article by Haekyung titled The Poetics of Resistance and the Politics of Crossing Borders. The emphasis on the rapping and sampling was perceived to be authentic because it adhered or emulated to the American hip-hop culture, genre, rules, and norms. CL's songs generally follow this guideline, which creates a sound more familiar and more approachable to the Western listener.
It sounds like a little Nicki Minaj there or something like that.
In general, 21's flashy debut and strong feminist vibe placed all four of them onto the map, as well as our hearts. Although their disbandment was unfortunate and surrounded by controversy but also silence from YG, their global impact can be heard from anywhere, anytime. 지금까지 21의 역사와 영향이었습니다. And this is Rubin, signing out.